It's your favorite coach's favorite coach, and here on Courtical Hoops, we haven't always had great things to say about Kyrie Irving. And rightfully so, we try to be as objective as possible, but there is in fact a lot to behold about his game. He's absolutely one of the most skilled offensive players in the history of the NBA, and we can learn a lot from studying him. So in today's Paradigm Shift series, we're going to break down what makes Kyrie Irving such a special player. One of Kyrie's best abilities is to see the floor, read every layer of the defense, and problem solve. That requires a ton of creativity. It's basketball IQ at its finest. So we're going to break down the following sequence to illustrate this. Understanding that Isaiah Thomas is guarding him, reading his rhythm, he quickly interrupts this pattern with a switch step. IT is going to overcompensate and try to cut off that angle, which right off the bat is a red flag because he's essentially favoring defending the corner as opposed to the basket. He gives him a little forearm to get him moving in that direction, and he's now put him in an unfavorable position. Once he recovers, Kyrie hits him with a taste of his own medicine, the IT hesitation. It's essentially a half spin counter. If anyone's watched a lot of Isaiah Thomas film, this is his go-to move. Now that he has him beat, Kyrie is a master of spatial awareness. He recognizes Al Horford is rotating to help. He's never simply focused on just the defender in front of him. He's always reading the second and third layer of help defense. He understands that the opposite side of the backboard will be open, as third layer defender Avery Bradley is in no position to recover quick enough. How do we know this? It's because of what he does next. He baits Al Horford to commit his shoulders. He's setting up the kill, and this is all premeditated. He quickly loads and shows the ball, and Al Horford squares up to defend. The load allows him to take a long jump as opposed to a high jump or a jump to draw contact. If Horford were to contest a shot with his shoulders parallel to the baseline, it would have been a completely different story, as he could guard both sides of the backboard and use the rim as a second defender. But he's fallen into Kyrie's trap. The opposite side of the backboard is completely vulnerable. Kyrie uses his long jump, double clutches, and hits a reverse off the upper quadrant of the opposite backboard. Kyrie is a master of using the spin of the ball to create unique scoring angles. This was developed by his own version of the Mikan drill, where he'd stand under the rim and figure out how to spin the ball to score off of every single piece of the backboard. That's why this is such an amazing case study on high-level offensive awareness. But beyond just his genius levels of offensive mastery, there's something more interesting about Kyrie Irving. Something that challenges our understanding of conventional athleticism. Yes, he can jump. Yes, he's fast. Yes, he's quick. But that's not even what makes him such a special athlete. I believe it's the proprioception in his feet and the combination of mobility and stability in his ankles that puts him completely off the charts. Look at the angles he's able to take. Look at the positions he's able to get into. Look how bizarre his foot position can be and still produce force. When crossing over, most of us regular athletes simply plant and change directions at basic angles. But if you pause and look at the ankles of Jordan, Iverson, Kemba, you're going to notice this exceptional range. So how do you develop this? First of all, you need to have great proprioception in your feet, great sensory awareness in your feet. That's constantly giving your central nervous system feedback. This creates a higher volume of bandwidth of movements available to him at his disposal. You can develop this with balance pipes and slant boards. As for the mobility and stability in his ankles, if there's too much mobility and not enough stability, you're going to get hurt. If there's too much stability and no mobility, you're not going anywhere. You have to develop every single co-contractor involved in ankle movement. And the more integrated they are, the more angles you can create. More specifically, he has a deeper range of ankle abduction and adduction. So if your prime movers are designed purely for abduction, and you don't have the antagonist stabilizer muscles to counter this, you'll not be able to control and absorb the force that you're producing, and you're likely to break your ankle. So exercises like the slant boards that develop your shins, your Achilles tendon, your forefoot, and all the interconnected microtissues and muscles in your ankle, while developing proprioception in the feet, can really take you to the next level. Another key athletic advantage Kyrie has is an elite fascial system. And this is something I started looking into after learning about it from the great Matt Cooper of Rewire Performance. Your fascia is like a webbing that connects and separates your muscles and organs. It has proprioceptors, and it reinforces strength, stability, and mobility in a well-integrated and coordinated body. One clear sign of an elite fascial system is glute dominance as opposed to quad dominance. With these athletes, you're going to see a strong connection between their feet and their glutes. And all you need to do is look at the angles that Kyrie can hit with his hips and ankles and the fluidity of them, and you can see a clear, different level of coordination in his body. I know this isn't real, but I almost believe that he can do something like this. And what's funny is this is an actual drill that we use to train our fascial system. And if you guys are interested in learning more about the fascia system, check out guys like Tom Myers of Anatomy Trains and JNR Performance. They're doing some pretty cool stuff. And if you guys are interested in developing mobility, stability, and proprioception in your feet and ankles, check out our free ankle breaker program. I put a link in the description. We even put a free ankle autopsy in there where you're gonna learn exactly how perfectly good, healthy ankles got destroyed. As always, guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Click the bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.